Who would have guessed it's winter, hey?
It is
Not me.
winter. Well, for a lot of people, it's spring, but
A lot of people, everyone lives in the Northern Hemisphere.
true. A lot of people,
All my homies live in the Northern Hemisphere.
Southern Hemisphere people don't exist.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever been. I don't think.
I don't think what have you ever been to the Southern Hemisphere.
I think so. I think I've never been there, so I don't think it exists. Unless I have been there, in which case I doubt it because I couldn't tell the difference. So it was the Northern Hemisphere.
Well, welcome to episode 3. What an amazing start.
Uh-oh.
Um, we had a very good episode last week. We are hoping to keep this one shorter, so do not worry. It's not going to be 2 hours long this time. I've cut some parts out, get through some things real quick, and yeah, I think it should be a fun night. I've got some funny stories and funny news articles to go through.
And I'm still here.
And you're still here. I haven't fired you yet.
The board meeting got delayed. I'm here another week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what? There is a problem though.
Oh,
I think I've lost. Oh, never mind. We don't have a problem. We don't have a problem.
I am not the problem.
No, we're all good. Okay, so shall we start with the news? Our weekly
Yeah.
news round. Okay, I've got a very interesting story for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the Taliban
Oh,
have
I
released?
don't like how this one started.
The Taliban have come out with their own car. And when I say
Oh,
car, it's I'll send it to you now. It is their own supercar,
I heard of this actually.
and I want it.
It does look pretty sick.
It looks really cool. I want it. But like my question is like how?
Yeah. Is it in production? Or is it just like a model? Like, this is what we can make?
I mean, they do have all that like leftover US equipment. I wonder if they like that had a role to play.
It's just like a tank on the inside.
Yeah, it's just like military like
They
engines and
took a tank engine and put it in a really light car.
Yeah, I mean it's like considering if the Taliban can do this, what else can it do? We're gonna have like people are gonna be buying electric vehicles from like Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's the question though. Is it an electric supercar?
It isn't, I don't believe. Uh,
Wow.
but
They want us dependent on oil.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Look, they've just got off the opium, so they're looking for a new market, and obviously sports cars are where they want to go.
I'm sure the very affluent nation of Afghanistan has the market for these supercars.
Mm, yeah, exactly. For our next story, did you know that next month the first Emirati will be sent to space?
No, because space isn't real.
Where do you think he's going then?
The same place planes go, the sky.
You just think the sky keeps going forever?
Yeah,
Not.
kinda does, you know. Even if you believe in space, sort of the sky keeps going forever.
I mean, the sky is just yeah. It is the direction, general direction where space eventually becomes.
Yeah, space doesn't impress me. There's nothing there.
What about planets?
What have they ever done for us?
I mean, Jupiter's like stopped like comets from hitting Earth.
Well, that would imply that space is real for there to be comets.
And that can't be possible.
doesn't make sense.
But it's cool that the UAE is sending guys into space. I mean, they've got the money for it.
Yeah, it's a use of their money.
It could be going somewhere else.
It is one of many uses, but it is a use.
Mm. Yeah, indeed.
They can enjoy it.
Yeah, you should enjoy it.
They can have a nice time.
I actually, I, sent that story to my dad, and he actually replied saying, like, how are they gonna fit rocket boosters onto a Land Cruiser? Which is a very good
True.
question.
They just like hyperinflate the tires. You get the big bubble tires going. Cover it in that soap so it doesn't get scratched when it launches out of the desert. And then, yeah, you put it on 2 wheels round the roundabout, rocket on the bottom, off you go.
That sounds like a good strategy. Why aren't you working at NASA?
Because space isn't real.
Okay, on to our next story.
No more space.
More space. This is not about space. This is actually about the UK. Did you know that literally 6 hours ago, a bat that was thought to be extinct in the UK was found in West Sussex rail tunnel?
What's it doing there?
It's just been there since 1992. Yeah, why would you be in like a West Sussex rail tunnel?
I guess since the trains are on strike, like it's a brilliant place to go chill.
Yeah, this is what happens when you strike. We bring back dead animals. Next thing you know, when the airports go on strike, we're gonna have like pterodactyls and shit.
They'll take over the planes. We'll be like in the Flintstones.
Yeah, we just like use them to like fly to countries and stuff.
Did you ever see? Now I'm getting off topic, but Flintstones Rock Vegas.
Is that
What a
the
film.
live action film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a film!
Isn't there like
Incredible.
I just remember the scene where like they're running, like they're like driving a car, but they're like using their feet to move the car.
As all things should be.
Yeah, I mean it's very eco-friendly.
Renewable.
Yeah. Other things that happened in the news this week: Ronaldo and Messi faced off. PSG versus the Saudi team.
Riyadh All Stars.
Riyadh. Yeah. I didn't watch the
Riyadh
game.
11.
I would have watched the game, but I didn't watch the game. Did you watch the game?
I was going to watch the game, and then when I was about to watch it, PSG were already 1-0 up, and I remembered, oh, it's a friendly, and I don't really care about either team involved.
I don't care about Ronaldo or Messi anymore. That's the thing. They're old news now. Messi's won his World Cup, and Ronaldo has gone off to the Middle East and found a new life for himself.
Yeah, they're just like the great footballers, right? But I was lucky enough to go to the World Cup. I saw them. I didn't actually see Messi. I never saw an Argentina game. But I saw Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I'd have to watch them on TV.
I've been to a Real Madrid game with Ronaldo. And I've been actually to an Argentina game. But that was back when Messi had long hair.
The real Messi.
Yeah, the good Messi.
Yeah, I think it's like I mean, Ronaldo's coming to the end of his career. He's getting his money in Saudi, and that's fair enough. And Messi, not to the same extent, but is at PSG. PSG, just sort of using him for the clout and the name, and
yeah,
maybe they'll challenge for something that isn't the French league, but they're probably not going to win anything, and Messi will leave eventually, and then the sort of Ronaldo Messi debate's sort of over. That this is kind of it.
Yeah,
the end of an era.
Well, have I got good news for you?
Uh-oh.
It's good news.
I don't believe you.
So you know our boy Andrew Tate got uh
Eh,
yeah, he got arrested a few weeks ago. Uh,
I actually saw this good news.
and he is now, well, not only has his luxury cars being taken away. So if you're looking for a Bugatti, just head over to Romania and there might be one
Rev up
somewhere.
the Bugatti.
You rev up the Bugatti. Um, he has also had his jail. At the moment, the Romanian government don't exactly know what to do with him, and so they're extending his time in police detention.
Yeah, another 30 days. I did see this one.
Yeah,
I am more clued up this week.
yeah, and this is good news. Like,
This is good news.
it's funny because like before, where Andrew Tate was like, personally to me, just like, I obviously didn't like the guy, but like I understood there were like Andrew Tate fans, but now I don't think there could be Andrew Tate fans,
Oh,
but there probably still are, because you know how
you
the.
do not go on Twitter enough.
I mean, maybe I just don't go into those circles of Twitter.
My Twitter is cursed, but where like I have a horrible
Yeah,
addiction
but
to social media and the worst parts of it, where I like actively seek out these sort of, not actively seek out, but I'll see a headline that has something about Andrew Tate and I have to read the comments. Like I can't not. And I'll spend like a good 10 minutes scrolling through comments and looking at all these like weirdos that like honestly believe the Matrix has got him, and that like,
well, the
because
schizophrenics. They're schizophrenics. They think there's a matrix.
yeah, it's kind of insane, and they're like, oh, you cannot believe the many girls and voice notes of people that like claim to be victims of Andrew Tate, because there's this one girl that says Andrew Tate's a nice guy.
This is like,
And
yeah.
it's the most insane, like, oh, you can't listen to one person, what one person has to say, how do you know that their character's any good? And then immediately follow that up with a video of one person saying Andrew Tate's good.
Well, this was like with Jimmy Savile, where like there were people going, "Hey, no, I worked with Jimmy Savile. He's pretty cool," and and it's like, how it was like over 100 cases of like sexual misconduct and everything.
It was insane.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the person on, was it like BBC Radio or whatever, that called in, and because for some reason they were doing like an open conversation about Jimmy Savile, and someone called in and went, I think Jimmy Savile is an all right guy. When I was a kid, he let me milk a cow blindfolded. And the
No.
fact the fact that that was like that managed to get on the radio, really, I love it.
Oh my god, that is that is so fucked but so funny at the same time.
It's so fucked.
Jesus Christ. What I find funny now is like other influencers are now using the Matrix. Like
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul was tweeted the other day, because I don't know if you know the drama that's going on about his crypto project, zoo, whatever it's called, the zoo farming app thing. And what's funny, he was suing CoffeeZilla, who's a YouTuber who outed him for it. It made like 3 episodes, and like one of them was like nearly an hour long, I think. And
Yeah.
so he was like, lawyer, like literally Logan Paul like one day was like, lawyer up, bitch, because I'm coming after you. And then like 2 weeks later was like, you know what, you're actually a cool guy and I don't want to sue you anymore. And
He
it's
made he made like 3 apology videos and kept deleting them because they got the wrong reaction, and then his like final one was like called "Thank You CoffeeZilla" or something.
Yeah, but I guarantee you he realized he fucked up, because he went to his lawyers and they went, shit, we can't win this. Like, here's the thing: it's like there's been cases before where it's like, okay, somebody there are some arguments, and like these things that happen, but like I think as many other like content creators have pointed out with this whole situation, you cannot sue CoffeeZilla on making comments. Like, wasn't making factual, like he wasn't saying this is the facts. He said this is what I think, and you can't really sue somebody for that. It's not like how it works. So I think his lawyers were
Yeah,
like, okay, we're gonna have to not do this. And then Logan Paul was like, oh shit, okay,
it, he's just daft him. And then it's like even his money, like so he's offering like 1.2 million or something as like a
uh-huh.
refund for people that have lost out on it. But then like apparently in the Discord that they've got,
Yeah, I've seen the
um,
screenshots. Yeah,
yeah, like someone like it only applies to people that bought the Crypto Zoo game thing and not the tokens, like the actual like it's only for the people who had the NFTs and not the people that had the crypto coin,
yeah,
which is kind of weird because it was like both of them were part of the scam.
yeah. And he's like, oh, it's not my fault for what you do with your money. uh, it's just
It's like, yeah,
yeah.
it's not your fault what people do with their money, but if you tell people that this is an investment and then they use it as an investment and then it's like, joke's on you for listening to me.
You know what I find crazier though is that when all these people came out about the scam and like were making videos and stuff and doing interviews and things, these people are not kids. These people are full grown ass men, like investing, like believing in this shit, and it blows my mind. Like I didn't think men watched Logan Paul. I'm not saying you can't be a guy and watch Logan Paul, but I thought it was mostly like kids and But the fact that it's like guys who like are old enough to know that like sure cryptocurrencies you can make money off of them, but it's a risky business. But you're gonna trust like this guy who has doesn't have like the isn't the squeakiest cleanest person on the internet, and you're going to trust him with a cryptocurrency project that shows signs from the very start that it's not like stable.
Yeah, it's crypto bros in it.
Yeah,
Like
I imagine I get it from
that's it at the end of
kids.
the day.
I get if it were a bunch of kids using their like mom's credit cards and stuff, but it's like I think I remember like Logan Paul from like 2017 too much, where it was like only kids.
Yeah. I think a big thing is like in a lot of the sort of crypto spaces, it was looking out for influencers that were backing like any sort of crypto coin or NFT, it, like regardless of whether or not someone was a fan of them, just because they'd seen like the amount of almost like market manipulation in the crypto market that people like Elon Musk had with tweets.
Yeah,
So they were looking for something like that. And I saw like in CoffeeZilla's video, like they all say, "Oh, I was a fan of Logan Paul, and I felt like I could trust him." But I don't actually think that many of them were fans. I think a lot of them were just trying to get in on some money, and that was seen as like the big endorsed
yeah.
crypto at the time.
Well, I
He
find
had a crypto before though, didn't he, as well? That
yeah, he's had
failed.
multiple. Yeah, I find it funny though because they were like, oh yeah, we spent months working on this game and it was gonna be like our biggest project. And I saw last night I was going through YouTube and a video got recommended to me. Somebody made the same exact game essentially, and he did it under an hour.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and it's like
And it looks better because it doesn't use the like stock image
yeah.
animals that they were gonna use.
And someone in the comments pointed out that like given like how much code and like the timing he did it in, that they would in order for it to like because I think they said it took like a year to make the game. They said that meant that technically speaking, they would only had to program once every 2 weeks to get the game to work. And so like yeah, I don't buy the whole we worked hard on this, you know.
No, it was definitely like just a cash grab. There was never
Yeah.
like it just doesn't seem like someone could have really have put a lot of effort into something like that. It was just this is a way to make money. Let's make some money.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, jumping on the hype train and stuff, which is Logan always, you know, when it's boxing, you get on the boxing train, and then he wants to go to UFC because that's popular, and then it's like, okay, I want to go onto this thing, which is popular, like NFTs. But like that's the thing, I feel like NFTs and crypto in general is slowly dying. I think crypto will probably stay around for longer, but I can tell you now that like I don't think NFTs were actually ever really popular. It was just a few groups of people that everybody made fun of, and it got popular because people were making fun of it.
I know someone that made a little bit of money on NFTs. Like they're a big investor. That's what they do as a career. And they were showing me it once because everyone that they spoke to had no clue what an NFT was. And then a few years ago, they were talking to me, and I was the first person they spoke to that actually understood what kind of what it was. I don't understand how the blockchain works, but I understood like how crypto and stuff exist. And so he was really, really hyping. He was showing me these cards, and he was like these NFTs, and he was like, I bought this Ace of Spades card. And I spent $1,000 on it, and then some random guy on the internet tried to buy it off me for 5,000. And I said no, and I don't have a fucking clue why I said no, because it's fucking nothing. It's it's a link, and I didn't even sell it for $5,000. It's insane, and he was so hyped about it. But I've not spoke to him recently to find out if he sold out before the crash.
Yeah, just remember like people like Seth Green, and I used to like respect Seth Green as like a writer and actor. If you don't know who he is, he like wrote Robot Chicken. He was Velma's like love interest in Scooby Doo too. Yeah.
Oh, in the not Zombie Island, Roller Coaster Island.
No. He's
Is that one?
No, it was the monsters one where like there's like the green mist and I think and like
I didn't like that one as much as the other one.
he's a ginger guy with glasses, but he like started like he was on Twitter like he was trying to make a NFT movie to promote NFTs, and like the movie would star all his NFTs. And then someone scammed him, and he wouldn't. He still like would double down on NFTs, or like he just wouldn't wake up to the fact that like this is like all like he got scammed, and he was like, "Hey guys, I need to like find a way to get my money back. Like, how do I do it?" And like everybody was like laughing at him, and then when he still like kept doing it, and it like when it crashed, like he'd get mad at people on Twitter for making fun of him. It's just
Bless him.
Bless his heart. Anyway,
Poor guy.
It's time to spin the wheel.
The wheel.
The glorious wheel. All right, baby. Let's do this. Bada boom. And
You should give a name to the wheel. It should be more than the wheel.
It should be more than a wheel. And the topic. Oh, I love this one. Hot takes. You gotta give me a really hot take. But it can't be something that's like somewhat popular in general in like other parts like of the world, or like maybe political. It has to be like something that's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay.
Really hot take.
Mm.
Oh. The Nintendo Switch is better than the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is that hot enough?
That could be, yeah. I can.
I feel like it would annoy the sort of audience that exists on the internet.
Yeah, the PC Master Race, definitely, for sure. I think I just don't like Nintendo as a company. That's
valid.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of them as a company, but like the Switch is great. Like you've got portability. You've got the sort of couch co-ops ability, and it's like a big thing I have with games, right? Is I mostly play games at home, so I'm not really going to use a Steam Deck because I've got my computer,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it'll just be better on my computer. But the Switch has its exclusive games. Like, love or hate Nintendo, they make some good games. Maybe
Hmm.
not Pokemon's. They keep releasing bad Pokemons, but I still play them. And what? But actually, I did really like the most recent Pokemon. Maybe that's a fucking hot take for some people.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But yeah, like the Switch just has the sort of, if it's at home, there is a use for it. If you're aware, there is a use for it. The Steam Deck only really has a use when you're not at home and don't have your computer. And to be absolutely honest, how often do people like? I've never in my life been on a bus or on a train and seen someone like, other than a kid, whip out like a console. Like I've seen
Whip
people
out.
whip out a Nintendo DS. Like, I've seen kids in airports do it years ago, but I've never seen like anyone on their Switch like in public really. And I've never seen a Steam Deck in person.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And it's just like it's not. I just don't think it's like. Okay, one thing the Switch has like is like the motion control remotes, like, and that's like something that can be applied to like family games and like more like social interactions. Like here's the thing, um, if you've got a Switch, you're getting laid. If you've got a Steam
Yeah,
Deck, you're never getting laid. That's just how I see it.
I was gonna say, like, if you've got people round and you pull out your Switch and you're like, let's play some Mario Kart,
Yeah,
everyone's down.
yeah.
If you pulled out your Steam Deck and you were like,
I'm gonna
watch
play.
me watch me play Half-Life 2, like it's it's not.
I just the edgy kid. I'm going. They don't know, but I'm playing Skyrim.
I I'm playing Portal 2 now. And it's
Dice.
like, yeah, it's a good game. I get that, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not whipping out Portal 2 while people are around my house.
Yeah. No, that's a good. That's a good hot take. That's a good hot take. Um, I've got a hot take. I got
Oh
a
yeah,
real hot take. Oh god, I can't believe I'm admitting this on the podcast, but
I'll judge.
um, the first Twilight film is actually really good.
Oh, okay. This is time to admit some things. So first of all, I've not actually properly seen Twilight. It's like they've been on TV and I've like watched bits of them, but I've never seen them fully. But I sort of really, really like those like shitty, like Twilight. The people that jumped on board the Twilight hype train, like Vampire Diaries, I fucking love.
Yeah, well, like the only reason I would say that I don't like the rest of the films. New Moon's alright, but like the reason why I say Twilight as a film is pretty good is one, it's like an indie film, so it's not actually like a bad. Like at the time, the books were successful, but they weren't sure on like how the movies were gonna do, and so it was like really low budget. It was like, but the team behind it were like, okay, it's low budget, so we have to do things differently. We have to be like really clever to how we make this film. And it was also, I think it was also directed by a woman, so it came from like a different place. Like it wasn't about money or like trying to like get. Like she understood what made the fans like the series and like what even like the romantic bits like were good. And it was like after that when they gave it to a bunch of dudes, it was like it was corporate, you know. But like there was just so many good scenes, like the baseball scene in that movie. Like there's a bit like they're like it's storming and they're like, oh, we're gonna play baseball, and they're all kind of like standing around waiting, and then Bella's like really confused, like what the fuck's going on, and then like the music starts playing, and then all of a sudden they start throwing it, and then when they swing, they've because like they can kind of see into the future slash like are really good with their senses. They swing the bat to the like when lightning strikes because when they swing the bat, it's so loud that it's like suspicious and people could hear it. So they swing it right as lightning hits, so like the sound is covered. And I was just like, and the scene is so cool as well. And I'm like, this is such an underrated movie. Like the way it's
Yeah.
been filmed and stuff, and the effects is really like decent for a low budget film. So I give it props, man. Like as a filmmaker, if somebody makes films and does VFX and stuff, I was like, this is like for. Yeah, also to remember, it was like the movie came out in 2007, 2008. So you know, that's my hot take.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I kind of have always wanted to watch Twilight properly, but I've always just not done it because like so many people think it's trashy, and I've just always assumed it probably is. Or maybe this is the sign for me to actually watch it.
Watch the first 100%. I don't like the last two. I don't like the last one because like they did the whole thing where it's like the last one would be split into two parts, and
Yeah, that was a weird like era of movies, wasn't it?
yeah, well, they were still like they're kind of still well, they did it like it was like Harry Potter, but
Yeah, the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. Those are the only Harry Potter movies I've not seen because I just didn't like the idea of there being a Part 1 and Part 2.
yeah,
And then what was the other one that was Part 1 and 2? Batman. When
uh,
they did,
which Batman was that?
was it Batman?
Part one, part two of like I know the Harry Potter. Um, then there was what was it? I know what I know. I know I can think. I have it in my head, but there is
Yeah,
another
The
one.
Dark Knight Returns
Oh, I
Part
see.
2 is a
No,
thing.
no, it's not.
Yeah, The Dark
Mm-mm.
Knight Returns Part 2.
No, it's
That's a
just
real thing.
no. It's wait. Can you say that's not one of them?
No,
Um, I
there was
mean,
something though.
Kill
You know
Bill
what?
has a part two, but that's like just a sequel. Um, why is it? It might just be only Harry Potter and
There was definitely another one.
yeah, like Harry
Um,
Potter, Twilight, and oh god, there's only. I just went on Wikipedia. It says list of films split into multiple parts, right?
yeah.
Um. Okay, there's quite a few. I thought there was only a few. Well, no, okay, there's not a lot to be fair.
Was it
Dune.
Mockingjay? Was it Hunger Games?
Yeah, there was Hunger Games. I'm pretty sure. I think was one. Um. There was Dune, which is the second part hasn't released yet. But to be fair, I kind of understand why it's a long story. Um, apparently, the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse will be split into two parts.
So they're
What?
still going.
Yeah.
I
So,
think
what? I didn't even know that. That's insane.
this is so sad.
Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, The Hobbit is saying here The Hobbit was parts, but
I
yeah.
guess that's just that, like, The Hobbit was the book, wasn't it? And then,
Oh, there is actually Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, which is the cartoon animated one, but it was a two-part animation. So you were actually kind of right.
yeah, it wasn't what I was thinking of. I think I was thinking of Hunger Games, but
Mm,
but yeah, fuck it. There's two Batman, Part 2 on Batman.
yeah. Okay. Well, we'll quickly move on to the tweets. So I believe we've had 4 responses this week, which is
Bro.
nice. Yeah. Just a reminder, I just want to say thank you to everyone who replies and like asks a question. It's a really it really helps the podcast kind of like be more interactive and stuff. So I really do appreciate everybody who does ask a question. Now I've got a question for you. This is like a deep question. And my question for you is, why do they call it oven when off in the cold food of out hot eat for food?
All right, Garfield.
So, you know what? I have an answer to this one,
I do too.
right? I got a good answer. An
What
oven,
do you think?
what?
What do you think?
I
Because
think,
you're wrong.
you know what? I know exactly the answer to this. The answer is that John has a concussion and he's talking to his cat and he needs to go to the NHS right now.
John does have a serious issue where he talks to his cat quite a lot and seems to like. John lives alone, right?
Yeah.
But bakes lasagna all the time.
Mm, mm.
And lasagna's a family meal.
You know what?
Like,
You know what I found funny when I was a kid and I was watching like the Garfield movies. I always thought that like Garfield was a talking cat and that John could hear everything that Garfield says, and it was only until like I was much older and I found the depressing realization that Garfield like talks to himself essentially because no one can understand him, and it just made it so more depressing.
I find really weird though is the fact that so in the Garfield live action movies and the cartoon as well, but they got the dog, right?
Cody or whatever.
Oti,
Ot, that's it.
right? And so they understand Garfield is a cat. Only
Mhm.
the cat can understand the cat.
Mm.
But the dog is just an idiot. Like it doesn't talk. It
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
In the movies, right, the mouse talks, the cat, other cats talks, and like all the other animals, even the dog in the second movie, The Tale of Two Kitties, um, and all the animals talk, and the bulldog talks, but this Odie just doesn't fucking like has no concept of
There is
consciousness.
nothing going on between the ears. It's done. Like it just breathes and that's it.
To be fair, I think that second movie was racist towards British people.
God. And I hated that movie so much. Like that's the one where they go to Britain and
Making
there's
fun
the
of
rich Garfield.
Yeah, they're making fun of
I
British
hated
people.
that.
And
The worst.
what I find funny was like so the plot of the film, right, was just like oh John's girlfriend, who's a vet, is going to some veterinary conference in London at this castle.
Meetup.
Yeah, like, and it's just like from the get go, you're like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And then it's
The
like,
Royal Society of Veterans.
yeah, I don't even remember
vet.
how Garfield gets to the UK because he's told he has to stay in a kennel or whatever it's called for cats. And then
Cattle.
a cat, cats. Yeah, and then they go to London, and then they get switched over, and it's like the whole Prince and the Pauper kind of thing. But yeah, but it's just like the fact that like the main plot of the movie though is also the fact that just like the main bad guy is like, well, I'm going to inherit my like family's fortune, and it's like, no, the family's put all the money and inheritance into this cat. Which I don't think it's legal.
No, I think there was a story that I saw once about someone who had left like a bunch of money to their cats, and I think how they do it is so you give your cat to someone in your will with a conditional, like with a bunch of money under the condition that the money is spent on those cats.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm just reading up now. It's saying essentially like, Well, so okay, in the eyes of the law, pets are considered property. Oh god, that sounds wrong. Um, but you can use your will to lead them, like you can essentially, yeah, give it to the person who owns and they will use that to help the well-being of that animal. Um,
Yeah,
which is pretty pog.
which makes sense because it's like if there were some people, right, who couldn't afford a pet themselves, but a family member or a friend dies and leaves them the pet. It's a smart, like, if you're ever going to die and ditch your pet on someone, leave them money to take care of it.
Mm,
Your pet is a financial burden.
yeah,
Never forget.
yeah. So the answer to your question, Vernier, to why do they call it oven when you off in the cold food, out hot eat for food? Um, John is clinically insane and his cat is depressed. That is the answer.
No, the answer is you of in the food. Yum food hot out. I think.
God, that was beautiful.
I think I remember that from Reddit years ago.
um, to so our second question is, and this is a question I'm scared of. What games do you feel most guilty about in regard to the amount of hours you've put into them? Kieran, would you like to go first?
Well, I put a lot of hours into a lot of games.
Same.
But I think people that know me, I am famous for having 800 hours in Euro Truck Simulator 2, which, to be fair, isn't too much, but I racked these 800 hours up in like the first year of owning the game. Like I think since since I had like I've had the game for a while now, I don't really play it that much now, but back in the day, that was my shit. Like I had a steering wheel set up and like I bought a steering wheel for this game. Like I don't play racing games on out like that. I bought a steering wheel to play Euro Truck Simulator 2 and I just had the most fun sat by myself driving across a fake Europe doing a fake job and it was great. You had the radio, you could import your own music, and then they added like community supported radio stations. So you have like Truckers FM, which has like actual volunteer DJs going and like sponsorships with like in-game trucking companies. It's amazing. I really like it. I think it's a really good community that I'm not a part of anymore, but 800 hours in that game, looking back at it now as an adult, probably not the best use of 800 hours.
Mm. I would, yeah, I would say, well, everybody who knows me knows that I have a problem.
Yeah,
and,
many.
and my problem is, oh no, here's the thing. Because here's the thing. The question is, what games do you feel most guilty about in regard to the amount of hours you have? And I was about to say EU4 because I have from
That's learning.
what I'm looking at right now, and this is I'm actually like looking at this number and not believing it. I have 4,914 hours, and I do not regret a single one of them, motherfucker. I have enjoyed every single hour of that game that I've played, and no one can change my mind on that. And I hope to get to 5,000 hours soon. I just
I
gotta
think,
put another 86 hours into it.
like, the fact that I'm looking through my Steam now, and I have over 100 hours in Fall Guys is impressive.
I think,
Like,
yeah, I think there are games that I have like a lot of hours in that I sort of kind of regret. Oh, I just went all like weird there, like
what?
regret. like GTA 5, I have 235 hours. I don't know how.
You have more hours in GTA 5 than me.
Yeah, I don't know how. And like kind of if I do have that I have 133 hours in Fallout 4, which is kind of like eh. Um I don't really have games in my library that I regret having. However, saying that, I do have 36 minutes on Shark Dating Simulator, which is a regret.
If I was gonna go through like games that maybe are a bit embarrassing to have, like it's not actually the number of hours, it's the amount of times I've bought GTA 5 is the embarrassing part.
What bullshit.
Well, right. So I have GTA 5 on my computer, but as we all know, the PC version didn't come out first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had GTA 5 on my Xbox 360,
Mm-hmm.
but at the time as well, like in the living room downstairs, we had a PlayStation 3. So I bought GTA 5 on the PlayStation 3.
God,
And then,
you're a madman.
as well as that, GTA 5 came out on the Xbox One. So I bought
Oh,
GTA 5 on the Xbox One.
oh
And then
no.
my sister got a PS4. So we got GTA 5 on the PS4.
Oh no. No wonder
So
Rockstar's worth billions. You've given them all your money.
I've probably spent like, so never buying like a shark card or anything like that in the game. I have spent probably £250 on buying GTA.
God. I've just realized that I have 62 minutes on Cat Girl Lover.
When did you buy that?
Yeah, we
That's
played.
more embarrassing than buying GTA 5 5 times.
Didn't we play? Oh no, someone gifted it to me, remember? Because we were streaming it on Discord. Somebody gifted it
Oh
to me.
yeah, someone got it for someone else as a birthday present, and they give it back to them, and then they went, "All right, you have it."
Yeah, and I took it. I mean, yeah, their game like this like 465 hours from War Thunder, and I kind of regret it. Um, just because the game is bullshit. I can't like yeah, I don't see many like I don't have a lot of games that I regret having on. I mean, there are games I regret buying 100%. Like I have, where is it? Uh, Here we go. Uh, I have 9 hours on Battlefield 2042, and I regret every hour of that for sure. But my overall point being is that those 4,000 or almost 5,000 hours of EU4, I do not regret 1 minute.
I think, like, looking through my Steam, right? There's Steam. My Steam games aren't the games that I played the most overall. Like, it's probably my most used platform now, but if we go to like individual games, like the amount of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 I used to play, because that was like every day when I got home from school, hop on the 360 and then get all of my friends and play Black Ops 2. Like that would probably be 1,000+ hours.
Ah,
And I
yeah.
bought every DLC for that easily. And then I think even worse than that would probably be like Minecraft, where it was like from 2012 onwards and still occasionally up until a couple of years ago, I was playing Minecraft like in 2012 to 2016, I was playing a shit ton of Minecraft like every fucking day.
I'm pretty sure I have 3,000 hours at least on World of Warcraft. 100%.
You see, that must be embarrassing, surely.
I mean, I enjoyed that was good times, but let's just say this, I didn't have a lot of friends at school.
That's what World of Warcraft does.
Yeah. But now it's time to spin the wheel again. We're going straight for it now. Okay, let's spin the wheel. We still need to decide on a wheel name. Because I can't just call it the wheel.
The wheel.
Oh, guess what? Guess what?
Guess who? Is that the game?
No,
Nice.
no, it's the. I one of the topics that was like put as like a every episode topic that I've changed now to put onto the wheel has now
The
come
wheel.
up. So it's come down to the fact of the week, which I got rid of and put on the wheel, and it's come back from the wheel. So now we have to do another fact of the week. Have you got a fact of the week, Kieran?
This is the fact that I learned this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get this right, but I think it's that Cristiano Ronaldo gets paid $10 a second with his new Saudi contract.
Why isn't he a billionaire then? Or is he?
Is he? Is he? He he could be. He might be.
Wait, Ronaldo.
Oh, here it is. Cristiano Ronaldo's contract per second is £56 a second.
Jesus. Jesus.
That is a lot of money. Like, imagine just sitting there and being like, huh, £56, £56, £56, £56. Like, what do you even do with that?
A pint a second.
1 pint.
Well, no, 5 pints, but like you can just give it to your mates.
You go out in London and you can buy a round every second. Everybody's in Saudi and can't buy a round.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it's my fact. My fact of the week is the reason why an oven is called an oven is because the word's origin as a description for a hollowed out hot cooking chamber. The word came from a variety of languages, but it's mostly influenced by Latin and Proto-Germanic roots.
Well, my homies love Proto-Germanic roots.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. I guess if that wasn't good enough for most people watching, another fun fact is that you know that there have been 3 Hubble telescopes.
3 of them?
Yes, and it's because 2 of them were built for the military to not look at in space, but to look
at us.
Yeah, to look at us, to spy on us.
They're watching us.
Yeah.
Woo.
I don't know if it's still they're still functioning or they ever were used, but I know they built 3 of them. And they're out.
And I only see one now.
I only see one. That's pretty sus. Okay.
US military is a sussy backer.
Yeah. Well, we got that for that. We got through that quickly. We can move back into the last 2 questions. Ruby is vet. Okay.
Did we name the others?
Oh no, sorry. I'll show the tweets on the screen anyway. So if people want to, I'll start doing that more often now. That is my bad.
You are bad.
Yeah. So Ruby is vet asks, "Where is your father figure?" ? Well,
ooh,
that's a deep question because I think he might be about 6 meters ahead of me in a different room.
Ooh.
It's spooky.
I don't know how to answer that question. Can I veto it for myself?
What, you don't want to admit that you're near your dad?
I I'll admit that I am near my father. Yes, he is in the other room. I didn't grow up with my dad though,
Uh,
so
yeah.
I'm vetoing it.
God. All right. Yeah.
It's
Shit.
long and it's complicated.
It is a
My dad's
complicated thing.
great, by the way.
Yeah, people are going like, wait a minute, what's happening here? Um, Default Soup, my boy, my number one fan. Um, Literally is my number one fan. He asks, how much does a dollar cost? Now I can
It,
tell you how much a dollar costs. Do you want to know how much a dollar costs?
the cost of $1 depends on where you're buying it.
Well, I can tell you how much a dollar costs right now. You want to know how much a
That's
dollar costs right now?
go on.
1,075 Rwandan francs.
You see, that's cost price, right? That's what the buyer, the seller, is buying it for, right? If you want to buy $1, you're paying more than that.
But isn't once you buy, if you're a seller and you buy something, you're no longer the seller, you're the buyer.
No, no, no. You see, because the wholesaler sells to the seller, who sells to you, the buyer.
Jesus Christ, this is okay. How much do you think it costs to make a US dollar?
To make a US dollar,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I reckon they've got it down pretty well. I reckon it costs a 1/100th of a cent. No, it
Apparently,
has to be less than that.
apparently, uh, five so $1 and $2. I think these are notes. Do they have $1 notes in the US or is it coins?
$1 notes.
Yeah, a $1 note costs 7.5 cents per note.
Really?
Yeah, $100 note costs 17 cents per note.
I would have thought they would have got the cost down.
Yeah, like a quarter of a note. But good
I
question.
guess it's fancy paper in it.
It is fancy paper, but no, actually, no, it's not. I've got US dollars in my wallet right now. They're shitty quality. Like European notes are like nice and you can't rip them and like they're waterproof. And then the US
Yeah,
dollar is just paper.
but it's like that. Isn't it like a cotton fabric paper mix?
Yeah, it's
So
it,
I
it
guess that's got to be
crumbles.
slightly expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. But good question.
And then you got the ink. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. It costs
Yeah,
more than I thought.
ink is pricey. Now we've moved on to our final section of the night, and we've done a good job because we've just made it under an hour.
Hooray!
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 But our final section is the person of the week. Kieran, who is the person of the week?
So the person that has been dominating the news this week,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Don't say Andrew Tate.
No, it definitely wasn't because I hadn't seen anything until literally today when he got locked up again.
I
Well,
think maybe it's Logan Paul.
Logan Paul has been all over the news, but I don't want to give it to him. So can we give it to CoffeeZilla?
I've made it clear that the person of the week doesn't mean someone is good. It just means they've been in like the news the most.
But I think the reason he's in the news is thanks to CoffeeZilla.
You know what? You're right. You're 100% right. CoffeeZilla is essentially has made Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul is nothing but a YouTuber without CoffeeZilla,
CoffeeZilla.
and now he is a notorious scammer.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? We'll give it to him. Person of the week is CoffeeZilla. Congratulations.
Hip hip,
Hooray! You get a free mug.
hip hip,
Don't actually
hooray!
don't actually ask for a mug because I'm not sending one to you.
If you come and pick it up, I'll get you one.
Yeah, actually, I've got a bunch of spare ones you can have,
No, I'll buy him a new one.
bro. No.
Yeah, as long as he picks it up.
Yeah, if he picks
A
it
mug.
up and he signs a bunch of autographs, and
I don't need autographs. I just
You just want to
I'll be
get
alright
him
saying
a
hello.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for all of you watching the podcast. Or listening, I should say. We did our best to keep it around an hour, and it is literally an hour and a minute. So that's pretty good.
If you're lucky, I'll still be here next week.
Yeah, if you keep complaining about Kieran, I'm gonna have to fire him. So be nice to
I
him.
was checking and I got no complaints.
Yeah, sure.
No, I, I checked. I checked Twitter. I checked the comments. There was no complaints.
But that's good. That's a good sign. But yeah, wait till CoffeeZilla wants to be the co-host, and then we'll have to.
And you're out the show. I'm sorry to say, Krusty.
All right. Thank you, everybody listening. Have a good one. Enjoy your next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.